Oh hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to Rat Time Customs.
Today, I'm making an adjustable dead pedal for the Fox body.
Most factory dead pedals sit way too low, so I'm going to make an adjustable dead pedal to get my foot a little closer to my clutch. First I'm going to remove my kick panel, then I'm going to toss it across my garage to make sure it's out of my way and safe. Then I'm going to unbolt my factory dead pedal using my massive finger strength. Then I'll carefully set my materials onto my deck lid, making sure not to scratch it. For this project, I'll be using my angle grinder with a flap disc, a cutoff wheel, and my welder. Starting with my flap disc, I will carefully remove paint from the areas that I'm going to weld onto. I will then flap disc all of my hardware to make sure that the welds fully penetrate onto my bracket. Now that the bracket, the bolt, and the nut have all been ground down with the flap disc, I'll bolt them both together to get them ready for welding. So let's turn on the gas, turn on the welder for those that don't know how to turn on a welder, and start welding the nut onto the bottom of the bracket. Here I'll start by making some tack welds, and then I'll go around the entire thing and make one big solid weld to make sure that I don't push it through with my foot. Once it's cooled down, I'll unscrew the bolt that I left in place so that it would retain its threads. Now that the bracket's done, it's time to start making the pedal. Pay no attention to the lines marked or the holes that have been drilled in this metal. None of that is going to be used for this project. I chose this width of fine line because it is roughly the thickness that I want to make my pedal. Once it is all laid out, I'll start cutting on the outside of this tape line. Now that it's all taped up, you can actually see how much of this metal is not being used. Using that finger strength once again, I'll replace my flap disc with a cutoff wheel. With the metal now safely secured by my hand to my workbench stoop, I will now start cutting out the shape of my pedal. Now that the shape is cut out and it's cooled off, I'll remove the masking tape and take a look at the pedal to see if it's the design that I like. I did give it a slight taper because I felt fancy. Now that I've decided I like the shape, I will take my flap disc and I will deburr it as well as remove any surface rust that is still left on the piece of metal. Now that the pedal's all deburred and cleaned up ready to go, I can set it down and get my bolt ready to get welded into place. Now that the bolt has been welded onto the pedal, I'll thread the pedal into the original bracket. Here I can see where it maxes out and decide if I want to use a lock nut and make it go up any higher. Now that the pedal is threaded into place, hit the like and subscribe button. And now the pedal is installed and extended to my liking. I can now go get a lock nut and lock it down in place and have my pedal way closer to my clutch. And now to give it a dancing test. As I move my feet back and forth, I decide, yes, this was totally worth it. Massive finger strength.